AI run 1 million simulations, then study the numbers. AI run the simulations, also study the number, then balance the game. I told you I'll eat a diaper filled with Indian food if there are 0 server issues. But you're eating Indian food then from a diaper. It doesn't seem that bad. It doesn't seem bad at all. I mean, a little Indian food.
Link me the part in the VOD where that is. Link me the part now. Scroll left and Zero Man just feels old man.
Chat. There it is. This is the only 5 flask mage blood in the entire hardcore economy. I found Hinokora's lock in Harvest, and I put the volatile over it with a lock on it, and I was surprised and absolutely happy. But there it is. There it is. This is one of my luckiest leagues, to be honest. I've never dropped a mirror before or Hinokora's lock, and I got like 3 locks. I used one, listed one, and there's my mirror. Absolutely nutty drops this league. Actually, all of this happened this weekend. I think I got this during the week, but alright, let's cut that out. I made a lot of changes to the build, a lot of changes. Let's discuss that. Firstly, I put on a focus amulet. Now, ideally, what I was wanting to roll for was maximum energy shield tier 1 and all attributes tier 1. But that is such a pain in the ass to get, so I got tier 1 crit multi, and I decided to send it with that, and I ended up with this. So with that being said, I pivoted over into a crit focused build, which gives me a lot more DPS, yeah, so I'm running Assassin Smart with a more duration Immortal Call. I think I already discussed the helmet, not much change except Conflict Orbit. Now this, I do want to replace this, but I'm farming Fugitive Rings so I can get Global Defenses Fractured on the prefix, and that's going to be my next upgrade. That's my only upgrade I have left, to be honest. This, I think I already discussed this, nothing really changed. So you do need at least 25% on your implicit to convert to fire damage, and you're going to need the crafted 25%, so you'll have 50% converted to fire damage combined with 50% converted to lightning damage on your physical lightning. So you won't do any physical damage. But yeah, I also added in Herald of Ash. This build did not have the best clear speed. It has great clear speed except for Wisped Delirious Breach maps, and that's when it kind of felt a little bad with clearing. But with Herald of Ash, it completely fixes all of that. It's amazing with clear now. But before I added that in, and before, well, let's discuss the boots real quick. Chad, these boots, I don't know what to tell you. I can't really recommend that you do these boots. This is almost insane to try to replicate this, but you could settle for a suffix. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you don't really need intelligence, but the tier 1 intelligence is absolutely nutty. Super nice, super nice. I remade 2 other shields. So the one from the video didn't have deal double damage unveiled. So I got that. I would settle for, or even better, would have taken like a strength int or dex int unveil and then crafted on the double damage. It's only like 2% difference double damage, but that 2% probably makes a big difference also. The rings, I'm just trying to volatile a really high global defense on this ring, and hopefully get everything over 30% or 30. This is volatile really good, 354 maximum energy shield, and this is here only to level up gems and incubator slot too. You don't need this, but it's really nice to have. So the flask. So I dropped Grace and the Watcher's Eye because I'm able to, first of all, evasion barely does anything for this build. And I'm able to cap suppress because I'm running a quartz for my 5th flask. A quartz with crit strikes. Running bismuth, all res for some more resistances. And this is for max res, so you can get 90 maximum resistances. And I'm doing that by having 3 of these. 3 plus 2 max code res. And I have only 3. And that's made possible with the plus 2 max code res on the gloves, which you'll need exquisite at least. So that's a kind of a pain in the ass to get. And then you'll need plus 2 max code res on here, which you only need a grand, so that's pretty easy. Before I had these boots, on my other boots, I think I still have it. Let's take a look at that. I was running gain 5% of physical damage as extra fire damage, which would balance with the 21 Fist Lightning, because 21 Fist Lightning gives you 30% physics extra. Added fire level 1 gives you 25%, plus the 5% will give you 30% extra fire, and it lets you balance Trinity really easily. But with if you manage to get something nearly as good as this, you won't be able to get the plus 5 on here, so you might want to run a level 16. Level 16 gives you 25 specifically, so you have 25 and 25 fire from Adeline fire. And then this gives you as extra, but this is what allows me to run the 21 physical lightnings. But when this is replaced, I usually have ran just like a flesh and stone right here, just for more defenses, but this build does not lack defenses at all. So I'm gonna, since I'm about to do Ubers first, I'll just keep the flesh and stone in, but I use the Herald of Ash for mapping. Let's see what else I changed. Oh, so I added Forbidden Flame, Forbidden Flesh, Jugular. And Jugular gives a crit multi when the enemy is above half, and then crit strike when the enemy is below half, and also culling strikes on crit. So this improves my DPS by like 25% or something like that, something nutty. And then down here, of course, the melting, and then Rational Doctrine. This is a pretty good Rational Doctrine. Ideally, I wouldn't have the lightning damage right there because it kind of throws off the Trinity sometimes, but barely. And then, yeah, Profane Ground just for more crit strikes, and then 10% increased effect of curses. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I added this in from the last video, so I get like tons. 4% increased AoE for each of these nodes. More attributes, more minion life, more damage, ES. And then I got AoE on the replica. I added Fortress, already had that. I added in a Rune Graph of the Warp, just because it's a very nice quality of life Rune Graph to have. Got this, and I do have another one of these to double corrupt and hopefully hit something better than this. I don't think I need the 27%. So I have 130, and this only costs like 71. This costs 123. Oh wow. Yeah, so what I plan on doing, since that costs so much mana, I'm gonna get more duration on my Assassin's Mark, so that'll be only 20, level 20, and that allows me to run a level 3 Immortal Call while benefiting from the level 1 more duration, and I'll knock this down to level 1. Yeah, level 1, level 3. I think that covers just about everything I changed to the build. Since I have Corrupted Blood immunity right here, I have Corrupted Blood immunity with in a really good Cobalt Jewel. I'm able to not have to run Ralakesh, so next best thing is probably Growth Goals just for more PDR. I had Punishment with more duration using this, but Punishment only, it gives you a huge increase in DPS when the enemy's on half-life, and on average the Sansu Smart will give more DPS throughout the entire fight. So with that being said, everything's level 4, all my exceptionals except Minion Pact and Companionship, but every other thing is like +1. Every single gem is +1. With that being said, let's go into Ubers, and I'm probably gonna speed through. Uber Sirus, by the way.
A real challenge. You finally caught my attention.
What's the point? Fury of the cosmos. Be utterly
The
annihilated.
others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on them. And not so foolish.
This build does absolutely insane damage. This is the most DPS build I've played on hardcore. Probably ever, to be honest.
Pointless.
The only build I ever played not on hardcore, which is my first league in Harvest, and that was Cock Ice Nova. I don't remember how much DPS that had, but that was pretty nutty too. The gear was perfect on Harvest League.
Your lives are meaningless. Fury of the cosmos.
Okay.
My heart races.
I am.
My heart is a racist. I could tank the meteor, but I don't want to risk it. Alright, that was easy. Sirus down. Let's log out and wait for the portal up here. And let's move on to the next Uber. Which is Exarch. Exarch's kind of sketchy, so you want to leave the minion alive. You want to leave it, well, no, Shaper. Shaper's next. So for Shaper, I actually put in Granite and increased armor. Just because in the very, very off chance that the Shaper Slam crits and rolls 100%, it won't kill me, but it'll make my energy shield go down pretty low, which Shaper Slam is really easy to avoid though, so it's really no big deal.
Turn back, trespasser. Cease this madness. Just barely died. You tackle with things you don't understand.
Yeah, I get Arcane Surge from my Frostbite now. Some beautiful Frostbite.
Your recklessness will not go unpunished. This is your final.
Alright, Uber Shaper. Level 85.
You've chosen to side with chaos. This is my world, and you shall obey my order. Ultimate chaos.
And you can tank all of these, but I like to practice mechanics whenever I can, so there are other leagues when I'm not as strong. I won't get too rusty.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, so Shaper absolutely melts down.
He's injured, but not for long. We need to get back.
Where's he at? I hate all these trees. I can't just dash all the way through.
the face of your unmaking.
Father, it's me. Let me help you.
The horror must be stopped. Obstacles destroyed.
Here goes a slam. A lot of fizz dam.
Just need a moment.
He's recovering. We need to find a way back quickly.
These memories are mine. I cannot lose them.
They lied to you, Father.
Alright, time to just
I'm your
melt him
true
down
memory.
now.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed. Embraced by misery. Ultimate chaos.
Low on mana.
Oh, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? I'm not gonna reveal it until the end of this video. Oh. Alright, next one is. I guess it'll be that one. It's just so sorted. Just put those down. Whoa. Wait. Yeah, now shit. Alright, Uber Shaper time. Uber Shaper. Uber Elder.
Beautify,
Rot and Fester.
spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something.
I took damage.
Ultimate chaos.
Oh, I was actually a little close. Way too close for comfort. And my ES wasn't full.
Power from the void.
Low on mana.
Gate to the abyss.
This is such an ethical build. Such an ethical build.
Embraced by misery.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Watcher's Eye. What else can this drop? What else can Uber Elder drop that's really nice besides the Watcher's Eye? Alright, I think Exarch. Exarch should be. Yup, okay, so Exarch is a bit too sketchy, but Soul Ascension.
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling.
Alright, stay alive. Stay alive, minion. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, he died. Oh. Oh. Oh, thank god. Thank god. That's all I had to do. Too easy, just like that. I'm gonna cut the other fight out of the video. But yeah, cut the other fight out of the video. That was not pretty. Alright, so I like allocation. So for the next one, who's next? Maven. It's my favorite Uber. I need to do anything crazy Maven though. I don't even need evasion. You need 18 endurance charges and you will be fine. I just need 15 more then. I don't know how I get 15 on the Trickster. I wish I could get at least 8. Honestly, at least 6. 6 I'd be happy with. I could get 4, but I have to drop 2 points. I don't think I want to drop 2 points on my tree. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Getting too sloppy. Wait, my Trinity's not working. That's because of the what's it called? The Irrational Doctrine. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. Wait, do I have the 21 in here? No. Is illegal? Illegal in what country? What country is this outlawed in? Whoa! Why am I lagging? Alright, just down and back and back and oh. No. Yeah, that DPS was kind of illegal. That one was. Whenever the Trinity's on, the DPS is absolutely might be outlawed in some countries. Not my country though. Not my country. Oh, it's my favorite one. I hear people call that the Quinn Maven game, but I don't know why they call it that. I wish I had a cycle named after me, but yeah, that DPS was kind of crazy. Like, oh. All right, I'll unveil all of these good drops at the end of all the fights. So. Total conflict, I said 2 to be a king because it's like 5 divines on hardcore. Who's next? Here can get kind of scary too. I want Maven for here. Alright, my Trinity needing a little help. There it goes. Oh. Whoa. Yeah, those writhing masses do tons of gauge damage. Oh, and I don't like that at all. That was nice. That was a good kill. Good kill. Alright, then trauma next. I like this fight. It's quick. It has a good chance to give me something nice.
Hello. Father, what are you doing?
What have you done, foolish girl? All things said remain.
Falling. Alright, give me something good. What's the best thing it can give me? I'm bound by destiny? Oh, that's actually the best thing it can give me. I don't know if you're really bringing up the fight. Check that with me. Alright, last Uber. Oh, let's Maven win just because. Why not, right? Why not? Let's just enchant this.
And now we stand on the edge of a new tomorrow. A brighter future. A secure future for one and all.
Nothing is secure within the reality of torment.
Means to an end. Ow.
Consumed by fear.
For what purpose?
You just instant phase dread.
Means to an end.
Just instant phase Uber dread. And then you kind of glitch him out right here, and I gotta wait for the other bosses to spawn.
Consumed by their synapses. Accept negligence. Her power is an illusion made real. Means to an end.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Glitched out again.
It's consumed by fear.
Alright, go for the kill. And that's all Ubers except loneliness. What is that? That's not a wine. That's not a wine of the prophet. What the heck is that? Actually, well, a little quick sped through. A little quick and sped through. Yeah, why not, right? Quick sped through map clearing showcase. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh, alright, that's too crazy. It's a clear map. 8 mullet. Nothing crazy. Let's see how the clear looks with my clear setup that I was talking about. So I put in Herald of Ash, put in more rarity, and I can put in 21 Fist of Lightning. What is this? It's 2 chaos. It's not worth shit. Someone's here to buy something for 15 chaos. Alright, quick mapping showcase. So what I'm gonna do is just run to the I wanted to kill the boss first, but yeah, it's just really laggy for me. How's this look on stream? It looks even worse on stream, doesn't it? That looks a little better. Yeah, you just run through everything. You touch something, it explodes. It doesn't have a huge area of effect when it explodes like a chieftain does, but it's very enjoyable. There's a boss right here. Go ahead and kill this map boss. Alright, I actually think that's a pretty good idea of the clear. Let's open up one more breach. Is that a mage blood? And one more quant. It's really nice with this build. Also, you can just grab any of the altars. The only one that I would avoid, it's not terrible if you touch it, but it's the one where you reduce defenses on frenzy charges. Just it puts my ES down to 8,000, and that's just a bit sketchy. But ES doesn't move, so honestly, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just on the cautious side. I miss Affliction League. Those colored dust when you kill mobs is so eye candy. Yeah, the wisp. The wisp actually gives the monsters a lot more damage, a lot more crit, and a lot more damage reduction. So, and I also get damage reduction from being delirious, but it's only 20%. This build can run. I usually run 80% delirious on the last map of the grasping astrolabe. But yeah, that's a pretty. I'll come back in after I stop this video.
There's a fair breeze on the wind today, wouldn't you say, Exile?
All right, let's do some reveals. I only have 2 reveals, but I was almost level 3. Let's see what I get. Hopefully it's Pain Attunement or Equilibrium, Elemental Equilibrium. What is it? Avatar of Fire. Is that good? Is that fire? Oh, you get +2 max res. Oh shit. This is actually kind of good. Oh. Game for 4 seconds. That's not bad at all. That'll make my DPS crazy. If I run this map on my PC, it will explode like in a chorus ascendancy. Now my PC struggles with the Juice Delirium maps too. Alright, second reveal. I think the most expensive one is Purity of Fire. Malevolence. 40 divines. I don't think it's worth that much. 6 divs. It's alright. I got some alright ones.
Rich.
Hey. How's the trail?
Another round will commence as soon as I have more combatants.
Alright, that'll be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and do all that good stuff. Leave a comment, engage with it. And thank you.